Hi, this is Chaz Palminteri, and if you're thinking about getting your eyes done, the only person to see is Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada. I flew all the way from New York to be here, and Dr. Rothman did my eyes. And all I could say is, it's a miracle. I could see. You see Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada.
From the Strip in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, this is PubCrawl, where each week we struggle to recall our adventures in and around Las Vegas, giving a unique perspective on the best places to tear it up in the entertainment capital of the world. Now, without further ado, here are your hosts, Alicia and David Ivey.
Welcome to PubCrawl, the best source of Vegas-y drinky goodness. I'm Alicia.
I'm David, and this week we got trapped in a tomb, literally, and we crawled the convention center.
We did.
And
it's National Margarita Day.
Oh! So without further ado,
welcome the live studio audience.
Yay!
Welcome the live chat room.
And the chat room.
Chat room.
And because it is National Margarita Day, I say we don't mess around and get right to this week's Cocktail of the Week. And we're back. There's a long break. It's been so long since you saw us.
It's been, what, 20 seconds?
It's been 20 seconds, I know.
Emma.
Well, this week we have a very special Cocktail of the Week. See, if it's National Margarita Day, now we've done 2 margaritas on the show. We've done the Devil's Margarita, which is all the rage.
People seem to like it.
They do. And we've done a traditional. Traditionale or
Traditional.
There you go. This week we're going to do such a crazy curveball on it that I'm not even going to tell you what it is.
We had to bring in some big guns to do that.
Right, we had to bring in a specialist.
A mixologist.
Right. So what we have here, he couldn't hang around because
not Scott though.
It
wasn't Scott.
No, when you're this much of a specialist, you got things to do. You can't hang out. So what we're gonna do is, he's gonna show us how to make it, and I'm gonna follow along. Probably what a lot of people do when I do it, and you follow along with me. I'm gonna follow along with this guy.
So you watch us following along while we watch him, and let's see who can make the best drink.
Right. And then.
And the whole world will collapse.
And we'll explain who he is and what it's all about once we get it done, because I want to get this done before I...
Okay, are we just going to jump in?
Yeah, I think we're just going to jump in. All right. His name is Jason, and okay, we'll get into that in a second. All right. Take it, Jason. Great.
Hello, my name is Jason Hughes, and today I'm going to be making Senor Pooh Bear. Today I am going to be showing you how to make one of my favorite cocktails. It is a margarita, but with a little twist using a little honey. We are using Davidoff Añejo. It's aged for 18 months, and it is an amazing añejo. It actually brings up a lot of flavors like maple syrup, agave nectar, honey, all those wonderful flavors that you expect of an añejo. So let's start, shall we? Let's start with a mixing glass here. Go right into the agave nectar. Crucial part of the margarita, being that tequila comes from agave, which is not a cactus, but a part of the lily family, which most people know, or if they don't, well, hey, you just got a lesson, right? We're going to put that down. We're going to go next with some fresh lime here. Fresh is always better, so we're going to cut that right in half. Take a little citrus peeler and give that a squeeze. Smell that lime, delicious. Now, fresh is always better. Keep it simple, keep it fresh, keep it just alive, you know? So we're going to put that right in there. Now, next, we're going to move right to a honey liqueur out of the Yucatan, or a German honey liqueur called Bärenjäger. This is a wonderful liqueur that uses honey from the Yucatan Peninsula. Now, I always measure my spirits, and usually if I have juices pre-juiced, just because it builds consistency, and I know it's accurate every time. And last but not least, I'm going to use Double Añejo. I got some sitting right down here already. Couldn't go without a shot first. I had to make sure that I tasted it. You got to make sure the product's consistent here, So we're going to go 1.5 ounces of this. Delicious. Delicious. Now that we got that built, we're going to shake it like it owes us 50, because times are tough, right? I love it. So I got some handy-dandy ice right down here. You always want to fill your mixing tin first with ice, then move to your mixing glass. That way it doesn't splash up on you. And that way when you're building the cocktail, it doesn't, you know exactly the level. In case you overpour or you underpour, you know you're not missing something, right? Let's go crack it. And where's my 50? God damn it. Where is it? All right, we're going to open that up, get all that yumminess out. And of course, we can't serve a cold cocktail into a warm glass, right? So we got to add a little ice to the cocktail glass, right? Now, around this glass here, I actually have a honey powder with a smoked sea salt. Honey powder you can get at your local international market, and this smoked sea salt I got at our local Trader Joe's. Or you can get at Whole Foods or any unique, like I want to say, little coastal thing. So we can just pour that right in there. Look how beautiful that looks. Oh, delicious. Give a little room for spillage, and last but not least, as I spill it, fresh lime. Maybe I shouldn't have had that shot, huh? So we're going to use a white peeler. Let's kind of zest it right over the front there. I still smell that. And go ahead and twist that up. Oh, yeah. And place it. And once again, Senor Pooh Bear.
Professional.
Man! And we put even the little rim on there, and
The only thing we didn't get was the garnish.
Well, and I use my bottled fresh lime juice. There's all these limes, but I don't have one of those squeezer things.
Or a knife.
Or a knife to cut it. But let's try this. Oh my God, that is so
very, very good.
good.
Yum, yum, yum.
Oh, that's serious business. I lost a cap for the other thing, but
I'll find it later.
oh, that's fantastic.
So that's what mixologists do.
I guess so. I also learned something. Did you notice? You fill the glass with the drink, and then you fill the tin with the ice, and then you pour. You know how I always shake it and it goes everywhere? That must be why.
Ah, I learned something.
I know. So, now that we have this.
I have a drunk term.
Yes.
Okay. Are we ready? Okay. So this week's drunk term is fast callin'.
Fast calling.
So that's a variation of last call where the bartender doesn't allow enough time for you to actually order another drink.
Oh, I've seen that happen. Not here.
Not here in LA.
Back in LA, I've
Like
seen it happen.
last call, and you line up to the bar, and like everybody, it's like cattle call.
I know, you'll never get it.
Yeah, you never get up and hear it.
And if you get it, too bad. They come around and take it.
Yeah.
Fast calling.
dump it out.
That's a bad thing.
Doesn't really happen out here too much.
I didn't do a garnish, by the way, because you know what's in garnishes. I love this sea salt honey stuff, though.
Yeah, that's fancy. That's a good way to impress your friends.
It is. I'm impressed. So anyway, now remember, if you want to look at these things, all of our recipes, VegasVideoNetwork.com/PubCrawl. And if you want to get a hold of us, PubCrawl at VegasVideoNetwork.com. Wow, see how that was like I did that backwards and forwards? We're the Twitter. We're the LV Locals. The network is Vegas Video Network.
What's that toll-free listener number?
You know what it is? It's 866-966-4599.
Very good.
What else we got? We're on the Roku. KSHP, 1400 AM every Friday night. We found the 1400 studios. Got a picture of you in front of it.
Yep.
My desktop pattern.
Is it? That's really interesting.
And what else we got? iTunes, YouTube. That's how you can get a hold of us. And a million ways to watch us. So now let's sit back with our fine margarita. It's called a Senor Pooh Bear. I am also known as Senor Pooh Bear.
You are.
And you know
for
why?
a different reason.
I first am famous for being Pooh Bear because I like to walk around with just a T-shirt, nothing else.
Wow. It's true.
When I'm in Senor Pooh Bear mode, I'm wearing a sombrero, a T-shirt and nothing.
And it's not just it's a half shirt.
It's a half shirt, right?
Like Pooh actually wears.
Right. It just covers right there, and that's it. Just like Winnie the Pooh.
It's a funny image, isn't it? Scott's about to throw up on the corner.
All right, let's start. Let's do it.
Let's go. Station
Ladies
ID.
and gentlemen, Station ID and PubCrawl Adventure. Stay tuned.
Traditional media believes that after about 3 minutes, you'll tune out. Most Vegas media companies think if it doesn't jiggle, you won't tune in. At the Vegas Video Network, we think both are wrong. The Vegas Video Network is the first and only live online broadcast network that specializes in insider news and expert views about Vegas. We combine great storytelling with the ability to watch when and where you want on your computer, mobile device, or television. Discover the real Las Vegas. Visit VegasVideoNetwork.com.
Wow,
We're back.
We're back.
Wow.
You know, the new Van Halen album, he's not doing a lot of that on there. Have
Can
you
you
noticed
do it
that,
anymore?
Scott? Have you heard the new? He's doing a lot of this, like, hey, I would opt out to it. He's doing a lot of talking.
Oh.
Yeah, he's not, no more.
Have you listened to the whole album?
No, well, off and on. I'm sure I've heard it all, not in one sitting. Yeah. It's not like in the old days when I'd sit with my headphones, on the floor.
Yeah.
And just listen to the whole album in front of my hi-fi.
Right. Those days are gone
Yes,
forever.
they are.
This is such a delicious drink.
I might have to make another one.
Kudos to Jason.
Yes. Oh, he's part of our PubCrawl adventure this week because we did, ladies and gentlemen, this whole area right here by the convention center. And he happens to work right next door at the Royal House at the new Royal Resort that we're going to talk about here.
Stop in and get one of these.
Yes, you can get one of these. That's where you can get one. But let's start off, and we'll get to that and what crazy.
So first, why would we choose to do this convention crawl?
I don't know.
Why?
Why? Well, you know what? A lot of people come to Vegas for conventions, I hear. And most of those conventions, well, not most, but the big ones are at the Las Vegas Convention Center, oddly enough, or the Sands Convention Center, Mandalay Bay. I mean, they're all over. But the convention center is right here on Convention Center Drive. So we thought, what a great idea to just do bars right here.
Yeah, that you could walk to.
Right. What's close to here? Where if you're staying here, going to the convention, what's right by you so you don't have to go traveling? Because, a lot of our stuff is way out in the boonies. Mm-hmm. Well, this isn't. Right around where you're going to be staying. So we thought, let's do that. There's a theme. So for starters, we're nowhere close to there.
Right. We just have to mention a place we just found and we love.
Right. So what we did was Saturday, we started out and went, you know what? I want some ramen.
Craven Ramen.
So what we did is there's a few ramen places in town. I Yelped. This is how we kind of find our places, by the way. You Yelp everything, find out what's got the best, not the highest rating, the highest rating with the most reviews. I don't like when something's got a 5-star rating and they've got 2 reviews. Oh, their mom and their aunt like it.
Yeah, you can't really trust
Yeah,
them.
it's like, so I want something with a lot of reviews. And even if they got a few bad ones, look, sift through it because, never know. That might be a competitor. Anyway, Monta Japanese Noodle House on 5030 Spring Mountain Road. Spring Mountain is Chinatown, for those who know Vegas. This place was a shoebox.
Teeny tiny.
And it was awesome.
And it's good when we're the only white people in there.
Right, or the only non-Asians, I should
right.
say. But what happened is, so what we did is we tried 2 different types of ramen. One had me just beside myself. Would you please read what I got? Now, wait. If you're a meat eater like I am, if you don't salivate at the sound of this.
You want me to read the description?
Yes.
You got
I'm having you read it because I don't know how to pronounce
Tonkatsu ramen,
There you
which
go.
is $6.95. It's pork bone
Yes!
ramen. It has a cloudy white-colored broth. It's similar to the Chinese batang and has thick broth made from boiling pork bones, fat, and collagen over high heat for many hours, which soothes the broth with a hearty pork flavor and a creamy consistency that rivals milk or melted butter or gravy.
I know. Does that not sound like
It was good.
That was insane.
And
it's like bones melted down to a gravy-ish butter consistency.
Yeah.
Then they put fried noodles in it and pork, and you slurp it. It slaps
It
all over
was
your face.
good. I got the miso ramen.
You got the miso one, which, you know what, it was more traditional. You actually had the curly noodles, like ramen noodles. I had, like, straight noodles. I don't know what was going on there.
I don't know, but it was really good. And it was really cheap.
Yeah,
and,
yours
and
was-
the bowl was humongous.
Oh, it's that big. I highly recommend it. That was killer. For like a $7 lunch, Monta Japanese Noodle House, you know what?
And you could have split that into a couple meals.
Well, no.
Oh, I should have.
But I tell you what, though, it was owned by the same company that, we've mentioned Goemon, the all-you-can-eat sushi place. Same company.
Another place where we're the only non-Asians in there.
Right.
Because that's how you know it's good. And there's a line out the door always.
Exactly.
Always.
This was too, but this had a line out the door because it fit 14 people in it. Anyway, so we did that. Then we went, we got a little nostalgic. It was the week of, what's that day? Valentine's Day. So we thought, you know what? Let's go to the Luxor. No, let's go to Excalibur, where we got married. Because we were talking in last week's episode, we talked about how we met and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Let's go where it
all started.
Where it all started. The Canterbury Wedding Chapel in Excalibur. We walked in, looked exactly the same, except there's a McDonald's out front now. And just had a little moment. I just brought that up just because that's what we were doing. We were in that neighborhood. So as we do, we had to walk off some ramen. So we went outside because the weather was so good. Went into the Luxor. I had a little experience in the Luxor. I thought, let's walk around the Luxor.
I've never been on an inclinator before.
Right. So I go, I have one time, a long time ago. So let's go in the Luxor, sneak upstairs, and take those crazy sideways elevators. Because they go up the pyramid. So they take you this way.
Sideways.
Like
diagonally. That's very good. Just like that.
Exactly. So,
can you reverse that?
I did.
Go the other way.
Oh no, I can't go that way. Anyway, so we go up to the third, fourth floor, and just walk down the entire edge. It's a big place. Plus, I like the inside of the Luxor. It's kind of this weird. It's really quiet in there. Mm-hmm. Really dirty, according to what we saw.
Well, okay, so we go up to the fifth floor, which is the highest we can get
before it starts to incline.
Before it starts sliding, but we didn't know that. We're trying to find a way up to the inclinator. So we went up to 5, and 5, we found all you could do is walk around in a big square.
Right.
And yeah, it was really dirty. I couldn't believe it.
Well, what you're calling dirty was the top of everything that's in.
It was dirty.
Well, the Luxor, it's like an indoor mall, and we're looking at the roofs of all those indoor shops.
But there was like rolls of toilet paper that people throwing
beer
just
bottles.
Sitting there, beer bottles, like empty bottles of booze.
Yeah, it was.
I saw something that looked kind of like something.
It wasn't
used and tossed.
No, it was not.
Yeah, I think it was. But it was around the whole perimeter. I was like, oh my God, don't these people clean?
I know, but it's hard to get up there.
It's not that hard.
You know what? I agree. It's hard to get up there, but you know what? At Steve Wynn's property, they'd have cleaned it. I'm just saying you're right. That's right. It's
and maybe out of sight, out of mind. It's on that 5th floor that poor suckers would stay there.
Yeah. So anyway, so 1 through 4 floors must be the cheap seats, and then you get up into the inclinator. So we could not figure out where to get 1 floor up to get on the inclinator. Oh, emergency exit. So we go out the emergency exit and go up a flight and then come out on the 6th floor.
But we popped out in like the maid's quarters, and this little lady, she's like, whoa.
Yeah, no, that was.
You guys aren't supposed to be here.
They're like, we're lost.
I'm like, excuse me, we're lost. And we walk out. Then we made it to the 6th floor. So now we can now try to find the.
Once we find, because there's 4 of them, one on each corner. Yeah. So we had to walk to one way far away. We finally got to the inclinator.
And we're like, yes, we found it. And also we're sweaty because we've been walking around. It's really hot in there.
Yeah, it is. For like 2 hours we've been walking around. And we get in the inclinator, the doors close, and I notice there's on the control panel.
There's the key card.
There's a key card. The doors close.
We don't have a key card.
Nothing works. Nothing works.
So we're stuck.
It doesn't go up. It doesn't go down. The doors won't open. Nothing.
Like there's no even emergency open.
We're stuck in the Luxor.
We're sitting there like sweating. And before that, I think I still had I got hot tea. I got a green tea and you had coffee. So we're holding a hot beverage in there in this hot inclinator, locked in.
And there's 1 of 4 of these, and we're going to be stuck in there until someone calls it. Nothing works. Doors open. Nothing. We're like, well, we're in a tomb.
We're
stuck in here. And
we did it to ourselves.
And about a minute or so in, I'd like to say it was 15, 20 minutes, but I'm not that manly. About a minute or so in, the panic sets in. And you could feel the heat rise. You're like, oh my God, we're stuck in here. We really are stuck. And now here's what's really weird. By about that time, I start to really freak out. You feel movement, but it's an inclinator, so you're feeling it like, I don't know which way we're going, up, down. You just feel movement. Finally popped out. Someone called the elevator. And we just walked out like, hey!
We got trapped. It was pretty
Hey,
fun.
it's a casino, all right. You know, we just.
Here we are.
And actually, that was one of those things where about 10 minutes later, we're walking around back over to Excalibur, and we stopped for something, and I had my leg went, you know, like, whew. You know, I had a little shake. Like, oh, man, we could have been stuck in there for.
Forever.
I know.
For an eternity.
I know. Can you imagine they open it up? We got pith helmets. We're just skeletons.
Curled up like a little.
Yeah. Got a chat room question.
Oh.
Is there glass on the outside of those inclinators?
No.
You know you
no,
can't
you're
get
a
any
box.
You can't go.
Yeah,
No,
you're just in a box.
And there was not even like a call button or anything that I
Nothing.
saw.
It was
Unless
like-
we were too panicked to find it. But
There might have been.
We're trying to.
Well, there's that moment where you go, are we going to hit the bell? Are we going to be those people?
No. I wouldn't let you.
I know, but there was that moment where you're like, uh-oh. Do we
No
have
bells.
to? All right.
Don't ring the bells.
So anyway, now on to our convention crawl.
Yes. Now to the main crawl.
Started off Saturday night, went home, shook off our dust from the pyramids, and went to, which is this fancy joint. Oh, my Lord, Piero's. Holy crap.
Another one of them old schooly Vegas
It
places.
is an old school Vegas place. From what I understand, it was opened in 1985 on Karen, and then 5 years later they moved it to here, and it is way out of our league, honey.
Swanky.
Wow, yeah, it was. We met the Whitneys for a cocktail. Yeah,
A lovely couple.
Well, it's funny if you read the little description there.
Oh, well, let's see. Okay. So he has these descriptions for me. Former Presidents George Bush and Bill Clinton are customers,
Right.
along with Keith Richards, Mick Jagger, Justin Timberlake, Michael Jordan, and Larry Bird. Las Vegas regulars include Jerry Lewis, Mike Tyson, Phyllis McGuire, Steve Lawrence, and Eddie Gorm. It
was supposed to be Edie Gourmet. I think I lost the name.
Oh.
Also, Vegas
Edie
regulars,
Gourmet.
apparently, like Scott and Melissa Whitney, and David and Alicia Ivy,
Yes.
because we were all there as well. And so this is one of those old school bars where.
That bartender was a cool guy.
Okay, what was that guy's name? Larry, Tom, Bob, what? Yeah. Old guy, knows his stuff, got a one-liner for everything.
Oh, yeah,
Just
funny.
amazing.
Funny guy.
I think the drinks were like $12-ish, something like that.
Well, it's a classy joint.
Well, yeah, and you know what? Yeah, there's no riffraff. It ain't the stage door. There's no riffraff in there. I mean, you're.
Oh, and if you want to go find a bunch of hot blondes,
Oh my God, I'm so glad you mentioned that.
Remember
I
that?
forgot. Okay, the clientele of this place is 5 guys. They might have money. Not saying. And literally 50 chicks, and they
a
all.
gaggle of chicks.
They're all a little older. They're all in that Orange County Housewives of Orange County kind of vibe. and they're all wearing little red mini skirts or mini dresses, every single one of them.
And they all should.
And you know what? They all should, because they all go to yoga. They all do the Pilates. I'm just guessing by the shape of them. Holy smokes. I have never seen a ratio like that. Like, man. So remember one of your tips was go to the high roller room and just order drinks.
Yep.
And you could act like you're rich. Probably get some. Go to Piero's and just sit there. Wear some fancy duds. Go in there and sit there. Because man, there are chicks it's hot and cold running in and out of there. It was crazy. So yeah, that's good call. That's a girl fest. From there,
So we had a couple cocktails there.
I had 2. We
Very
drank.
good.
We drank fancy. I think we did martinis or Manhattans. We did something with a pinky out.
Manhattan.
I think so. And from there, we walked a whole 100 feet to the Clarion, which we mentioned a year ago for the anonymity ball that we went to, where we wore the crazy costumes and the thing, which is coming up in about 2 months.
It is.
Not there, but somewhere else, and I'll talk about that later. But the Clarion, which is the old former Greek Isles, which was the old former Debbie Reynolds. In fact, it's on Debbie Reynolds and Convention Center, right here, about a block.
This is 305 convention.
Yeah, a
center.
whole 5 numbers higher. And this is way more on the budget.
Yeah.
They have a happy hour. I think their Jack Daniels, I think, are $3 a drink.
Wasn't much. It was packed, I'd say.
Actually, there was a lot of people in there, and there were a lot of people in denim. Totally different vibe. No Orange County Real Housewives there.
No, they weren't there.
No, not at all. But I heard the guy next to me going, "I quit that crap. I quit that crap." Like, oh, I don't even know what he's talking about, but I'm gonna guess him.
Good thing. Good thing.
Yeah, good thing you did. Okay. It's a little. I think it's a fun joint. We've had a blast there many a time.
Yes, I like it.
I do too. It's cheap. They have a good happy hour, and there's all kinds of comedy shows and music shows and all kinds of stuff there that I don't know what it is, but it's a ton. The showroom there where we did the anonymity ball.
Oh, that's a gorgeous showroom.
Killer showroom. Oh my Lord. Huge, great, fantastic. Staff's good.
Where's your drink?
Right here.
Oh, I thought you finished already. Continue.
So then, from there, which was killer, we walk right out in front of the Vegas Video Network studios, right next door to, okay, now we got to stop for a second, because this is a whole different vibe. The Royal Resort, which is next door to us, this is one of those boutique hotels type things that's kind of cropping up in Vegas. They're doing it so well. You've heard us mention the Artisan. You heard us mention Rumor. There's another one of those. These places that basically take like the Cosmopolitan, but take out all the crazy footprint, and it's on the Strip and all the crazy the size of it. It's a smaller place, totally the same kind of vibe. Everybody's under. Well, I can't say everybody's under 50, but everybody's around. There's kids there, not kids, but 20-year-olds.
There's a lot more. It's like got a hipper clientele.
Very hip. It's very, 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 very hip, and done extremely well.
It's gorgeous. I hadn't gone in there before. And
we never
really
haven't either. Well, it used to be just some. It'd be like going into the Westin. Like, well, why they're having a Red Skelton thing there? Like, why would I go there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now whatever happened there.
You don't want to go to that show?
No. Hey, I don't even really know who Red Skelton is, and it's like but I do. But so anyway, whatever happened there happened, and this is like this hipster joint that's packed and jumping, and in fact, the guy who just made our drinks works there at the Royal House, which is
that guy Jason.
Yes, that guy Jason. I guess I made the drink. He showed us how. See, I mean, they have the killer cocktails. Oh wait, I have a Piero's that goes in the thing, and I have a Barrymore.
There you go.
Now, the Barrymore is what people are talking about. That is the restaurant, lounge, bar thing in the Royal Resort. And that is the super swanky cocktail lounge restaurant that's just, it has fire out front in the patio. It's just this super swanky place. You can't even believe this.
I've been telling a lot of people about it.
I know.
I don't think people know.
Well, you know what else it is? It is funny because it's very similar to the Artisan and Rumor. A little cheaper, I think, on a price point around there. I think it's, not as nightclubby as the Artisan. Artisan gets pretty nightclubby at like 3 in the morning on a Saturday night. I don't know how this gets. Mm-hmm. Well, we were there for a while.
Well, we were there, but we were hanging out. They had a.
Well, let's get to that. That doesn't even happen yet.
Okay.
So we go in there. We go into the Barrymore. We have a drink. This is killer. It's swanky. It's dark. You fall in love with the artwork because it was a big painting of a bear, and then around the corner.
Oh, there was a squirrel. No, it was a squirrel, and then there's like little paintings of cupcakes on either side, and it was the coolest thing.
So, which as described, that sounds very that Cosmo vibe, that kind of artisan Cosmo. This is totally in that genre.
Really, really unique. The furniture is awesome. It's just
it's all mismatched, but it's like hip and cool and comfortable. It's so cool. Anyway, but we decided because it's the Whitneys and the Ivies, we're hungry, so. Let's go across the street to Peppermill and get nachos. Woo! So,
and then we'll come back again. Yeah.
So we walked across the street to the Peppermill, which we've mentioned a million times. Now, the Peppermill, we've never sat not in the Fireside Lounge, which we talked about before. Mm-hmm. We went actually out of the restaurant. And I got to say, everything I've ever said and thought about the restaurant was wrong. The restaurant looks just like the Fireside Lounge. I thought it was going to be like a Denny's with a cool Fireside Lounge in the back. Oh, no. It's that cool, that mirrored neon fake plant nightmare everywhere in there.
It's just brighter.
Barely. It was killer. So the four of us sat down. We got, what did we get?
Do you remember?
We got nachos for $13.25 with zesty ground beef, and we added $2. And the amount of ground beef on those nachos.
It was like lava. It was like.
Yeah, it was literally.
Beef flow.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was good.
Stole the show, which didn't get a lot of attention at the time, the chicken wings. You even said, and you're not a chicken.
I like well done, crunchy.
And those were.
They were.
And then just a quesadilla that was kind of so-so. But It was packed. It was fun. The waitresses were all in their,
In their things.
Mm-hmm.
in their leotards. It was good.
No, it was great. So I'm now a bigger fan of Peppermill than I was, because I thought it was just a fireside lounge, and I thought, well, it was a little too nichey, a little too pricey.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, go out in the restaurant. It's great. Apparently, they've got a ton of other killer food.
Although, if you don't go in the fireside lounge, you're not going to get those peanuts.
The honey roasted peanuts. You're right. That's good. So, anyway, now back to the Royal Resort. So we walk back across the street.
Stuff our faces.
I know. Well, we've been drinking and eating and now drinking.
Sober up a little.
So now let's walk back across the street to the Royal. Now, this time, let's get comfortable. Let's take our shoes off and proverbially take our shoes off. So we go into the Royal House, the main bar there, get a couple cocktails. They got shuffleboard. Not the kind of shuffleboard that old people play on a cruise ship. But they have foosball and shuffleboard. The shuffleboard's that kind of, it's in every third bar in Vegas, and I've never played it. It's the tabletop.
They have one in Rum Runner. They have one in...
Money Plays has one.
Money Plays.
A lot of the local bars have these things.
And I never knew how to play.
It's that big long piece of wood with salt or something on it, and you slide the little things. So anyway, we didn't even look at that. We saw foosball, which I'm terrible at. Never been good at it. But we're teams, so it's okay. That's foosball where you turn the little. Well, there's the shuffleboard, which is But foosball, it's little soccer guys.
I like that picture. It looks very stark.
Yes, but it wasn't that stark. The foosball, you spin the little guys. So it was Melissa and
Alicia.
It was
girls v. boys.
Right, and the girls whooped our butts. Must be in the wrist.
So it was.
We played 2 games, kicked our butts at foosball.
I played very vigorously.
You did. In fact, you were sore.
And I don't play a lot. My palms are bruised the next day from smacking so hard.
So we're drinking. We're on cocktail number 8. Let's just all right. Now let's do shuffleboard. There's some guys on shuffleboard, but Scott intimidated him right off.
Yes.
He's like,
Scott muscled him out.
He walked
pretty
in
cool. And Melissa, he'll take care of it.
Yeah,
and he did.
And he did. So you guys done? Oh yes, sir, we're done. So they walked away. So anyway, I always go back to that MASH episode where the guy sits down and couldn't find a place to eat. So the big Marine comes down. It was actually Alex Karras from the Webster, George, sat down and went, guys, the guy's eating at the table. My mom always said it's good to leave a little hungry. So you don't have that full feeling. Like, oh yeah, and they get up and move. I think that's what Scott was. He must have sat and went, if you don't finish your game, you guys won't have any rivalries or anything. They were like, okay, sir, and they walked away. So we got to play shuffleboard, which we've never played. What a fun game. Not because the guys beat the girls 2-0 on that one. That's not why it was fun.
You know what? If we would have got that last shot, we would have beat you. Woulda.
You'd have won the second game.
Well, yeah, but then it would have went on, right?
This was so cool because it was just so fun. There's so many tables.
I don't remember how long we were playing. We were there for
hours.
Hours and hours.
Because we were playing the longest game ever. We were going each direction twice is a quarter, and we played 4 quarters twice. So we were there for I think the guys were still sitting over there going,
next game.
Still playing. We were there for a long time. And then we're sitting there, and then that guy comes up, the haircutting guy. Is that what they call those guys?
Haircutter guy?
Yeah, haircutter guy. Is that what they call it?
Yeah. But we're playing and not even noticing. Well, the bar was packed.
Oh yeah, exactly. We didn't even notice.
We were just
we were in the zone, man. I was in the zone. Yes, so I didn't even notice. But no, we had a great time.
It was a really.
So if you're at the convention center and you start at Piero's, and if you still got money after Piero's, you can head up.
Yeah.
All the way up to, and what I would suggest is after Royal, if you're hungry, we did Peppermill, but Tacos El Gordo is next.
Just a little bit further.
And that is about the best taco you're ever going to get. And we haven't been to this one. We used to go to the original, but I'm sure it's just as good. And
no, the original in Vegas.
Yeah, not the original Tijuana, but the original in Vegas. And that's about a block right there, too. So if you're at the convention, you could take this road and do it. Mm-hmm. Now, also, there's a couple places. Envy the Steakhouse. Not that I envy the steakhouse.
It's also close. It's not on this.
It's on Paradise.
Right.
Also right next door to the convention center. No, we're going to go there. I don't know who told us about that $30 Sunday brunch, which is supposed to be amazing. I haven't done it. I hear they got a great lounge. I'm just telling you other places that are right around here. The steakhouse, it's at the
3400 Paradise.
It's at the Renaissance Hotel, right next to the convention center. Apparently, it's killer. Never done it. They have a Sunday brunch. It's supposed to be amazing. Las Vegas Hilton, or the LVH, the Las Vegas Hotel now, is also right next door. Used to be killer because they used to have Star Trek. They don't anymore, but they do have.
They do have Oasis.
No, yeah, but that was kind of a dump. But they do still have that Benihana, which has a Zen lounge in it, which is killer. If you just want to sit and have another very overpriced drink, but cool vibe.
Right.
Riviera is also right here. In fact, the Riviera is right next to Peppermill. This is all right here in this area. Mm-hmm. These are all options. Riviera's got a new British pub that we didn't eat at because we sound so frugal on this episode. We walked by and went, $10.95 for fish and chips.
Well, we didn't want English food
and we just kept walking. Yeah,
I think we want a Mexican again. So
well, and they do have an Indian restaurant in there that's supposed to be great, but it's like a walk-up food court type of Indian restaurant, but still supposed to be great, and that's in the Riviera. But somewhere we do know, right behind the convention center.
Which you probably don't want to walk to.
You're good until you get right in front of it. You know what I mean? Like.
So then you just buzz the door real quick and jump in.
Okay, yeah, you got to buzz the door and run in. Is a place we go on many a Wednesday night. In fact, I would say probably this Wednesday night. Right behind the convention center is a little secret, little gem we call Davy's Locker. When you look up dive bar in the dictionary, there's Davy's Locker. It is killer on every level. No food, gaming, drinks I think are $2-3.
Cash only.
Cash only. Oh, no, I don't think they're cash only.
No, it's cash only.
Okay. They have a buzzer to get in.
Which they use often.
We go there Wednesday nights. It's another one of our spots. And I tell you what, it is, look at that. Any shot in a beer, $4. Come on, any shot. That even means the good stuff. Not that they have the good stuff.
So
I guarantee you're not going to find Diablo's tequila.
I want to read the fine print on that.
What's that?
Sundays and Mondays during NFL games.
Oh, okay. All right, well, there you go.
I'll never go there again.
Yeah, well, that ain't going to happen for another 6 months.
So here's something I keep getting confused about. So you just saw that. It's Davy's, D-A-V-Y. When you look it up online, it's D-A-V-E-Y. And I've always been confused because they always have their lights are burnt out.
There's no E. I know the E. It's got a big hook out front.
Yeah, so I was like, do they have an E or not?
It's right behind the convention center. I mean, it's literally behind the convention center. Like, not behind the Hilton, behind the convention center. There's like tractors and crap parked out there, and it's right there. It's got a buzzer. You got to buzz in. It is so ultra cool. The girl working in there is awesome.
She's cool.
Explain the music situation, because this is the craziest thing ever.
Yeah,
every time we go in,
keep experimenting. So every time we go in, they're playing like hard, like rap.
Hardcore.
Like, hardcore.
Like they're saying things that I blush. Like, F that bitch, F that bitch, F that bitch. Like, whoa. It's like, what are they doing in here, right?
So we walk in, and as soon as we walk in, like I think like 3 songs later, it just turns to nothing but like, let the bodies hit the floor. Like right when we walk in, and then they're playing nothing but like, hard crap for us. And it's like, did the music change just because we got here? It's weird.
Every single time. Like, we'll go there tonight. We're going to walk in, and it's going to be, yeah, That's all it's going to be for about a song and a half. And then, and it's going to be Iron Maiden. Like, what? And we didn't even change it. It just switches. Like, they know. Like, they know, man. They get me. They get it. I don't know. We got a chat room.
It's interesting.
Great observation from the chat. Airport Limbo says, if you notice the website, you'll notice they have Sunrise Hospital.
Right.
Showing on their site.
I'm not making this up. We have been in front of Davy's Locker, and there was a guy in a gown out in front. I'm not making that up. Walking down the street.
He escaped from the hospital.
Or what? He just got out. There was a guy out front. They do have a buzzer. You got to buzz in, and it is in the daytime. You got to buzz.
I like that they have a buzzer.
Yeah, I mean, it's a dive, but it's killer. So there's just a little taste of what's around the convention, from super high end, from like Piero's and the Royale, Barrymore, which are like super swank. if you meet somebody, you could probably go ahead and have sex with them because they're probably pretty clean, to all the way down to like Davy's locker where you probably don't want to. It's probably a lot easier to do. That you probably.
Yeah, not really advised.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Where you're looking at that girl and you go, oh, please don't get an erection, and then she does. You're like, oh. So it's like, so you got, I mean, that's what's so crazy about the city. This is just right here. This is within 2 square miles. This is, and that's not even everything. There's a bunch of other stuff, but that's our.
But these are the ones that we recommend.
And no, we do. But I'll tell you, and we do them both. Like most of the time, depending on how short your skirt is, or if you're wearing a skirt, we'll go to Barrymore. Like let's go somewhere where it's safe and it's clean and it's hip and it's fun. And apparently they got like bands coming in. They're going to be crazy and cool and artsy. But if you're wearing jeans and shoes and we feel like a little feisty, we'll do Davy.
Feel like running.
Right, or if you need to run. Yeah, that's kind of.
I won't wear my high heels then.
Right, because that's more like it. We're not that tough. It's just like, can we run in these clothes? All right, let's go to Davy's locker. But it is killer. It is killer, and that's just this area. So that was our little foray around the convention center without getting too crazy. So, but anyway, so that's enough from us. Let's hear from you in a little segment called "Hey Bartender." Are we good with
What?
this stuff? It's salted honey.
You keep getting it all over your face.
So good. I'm gonna put it over something.
I'm eating mine.
Oh, it's so good. I don't know what it is. Is it this? That smells like honey.
It's the
Oh, an agave nectar. This is just a great drink. Really I'm making this at home. I've been looking for an excuse to buy that honey stuff. So that Bear and Jaeger.
Quite good.
Huh.
Okay. So this week we have an email from Michael. Hey, this is not a pub crawl question. What? Just hoping you may know the answer.
That's not from Michael. From Marie.
Oh, yes it is. We have 2 here.
Right.
Thank you. This is from Marie. Sorry, they're all kind of bunched together. Okay. A friend has heard of a band here in town made up of 3 women bass players. He would like to find out their name and where they play. Have you heard of them?
No. But that sounds awesome. The thoughts of Spinal Tap's Big Bottom comes to mind, where they all played bass. But is it Big Bottom? Yeah, talk about. We can't even go into those lyrics because they're a little dicey. But for girl bands though, we do know the Carolyn and some guys. Johnny Rocks is in that band. We know Carolyn. She's also was in or maybe still in Dangerous Curves. That's another girl band here. And there's Banshee.
Who's in Banshee?
I don't know, but I looked it up and they were pretty good. But the one we do know is Dangerous Curves and Carolyn and some guys. I don't know about this, and I've got some insiders in the music biz. I'm gonna look that up because that sounds killer. If anybody knows, I mean, an all bass player girl band.
Wonder if it's a new band.
Wacky.
I don't know. Right. All right, so this one's from Michael.
All right, there we go.
Hi, I watch the video podcast every week.
As you should.
Yes, keep watching. And I come to Vegas a couple times a year, my next trip being the first week of April. How would I go about being in the studio audience?
We get so many of those questions. You know what you do? You did what you're supposed to do. I just didn't follow up. I'll send you the information. Well, we got to go through a background check. Got to get buzzed in.
Right. Need to get a breathalyzer when you come in because you have to meet a certain standard.
Right. Footwear is important.
Footwear?
Yes. I'll write you I'll send you the information. Anybody, if you're coming into town and would like to see PubCrawl, write us. We'll tell you.
We'd love to have you.
Yes, absolutely. So, without further ado, and I might do it, I might be fast calling on this one, but doesn't happen everywhere, but does, no, it does happen everywhere, but doesn't happen here. It's last call. Man, I wish I knew how to fast call. Like I'm going to fast call it. Like last call, all right, out. But anyway, this is where sometimes we tell you how to not get thrown out, throw up, knocked out, knocked up, or thrown in jail in Las Vegas.
Success!
Yes. Learned a couple things this week. You know, first thing I learned was stick close to where you are. That's a cool thing. If you're staying at the convention, that's cool. You know what? We have our best times when we're forced to do when you got the whole city laid out in front of you.
Forced.
Well, forced by you're going to do something. You're gonna have fun where you're at. Never. What was someone said last week? Never leave fun for fun. I don't know what that was on. I was watching something and someone said that. I thought that was brilliant. Like never leave a good time for a good time. And what I learned, like say if you're staying around the convention, you're staying at the LVH. You're like, dang, I'm staying at the LVH. You know what? Don't sweat it. Have fun. Walk around the neighborhood. There's a lot of stuff that you can just have where you're at. We have the whole city laid out in front of us every week. And every week we're like, let's go to Encore. All right, well, that's great. But we can't really afford to do anything at Encore. So we end up walking through, going, man, this is pretty, and then walking over to the mall. Because it's like, what are we going to do there? Have a $15 drink at Parasol Down? A second one? Yeah. So, it's like, no, that was one. That's fine. So what we learned is party where you're at. That's pretty cool. Like walk around, go next door, venture out, and have a good time where you're at. That's not really my official tip. My official tip is it's National Margarita Day. And if you're not having a margarita right now, I feel sorry for you because this is it, especially this one. Highly recommend it.
Delish.
I would say so.
I like that tip.
In fact, if you want one of these and you're in Vegas, Royal Room right next door. We might walk over there and get one right before we go to Davy's and have to run for our lives. Royal House, sorry. Royal House at the Royal. It's not the Royale, though. The Royal House is the property. The Royal House. And the bar that we get the drink at is just the lobby bar. The Royale.
It is
right.
the Royale.
Right. And when we're there, it's the Royale with cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Right. There you go. So, thank you, live studio audience.
Thank you, live chat room.
Live chat room. And want to get a hold of us? PubCrawl at VegasVideoNetwork.com. PubCrawl at VegasVideoNetwork.com. We are the LV Locals on Twitter. The network is Vegas Video Network on Twitter. Twitter is pretty useful, especially for finding out information like what's going to happen in the next 10 minutes. Like, hey, something's coming on the Vegas Video Network. Or, hey, the LV Locals are at Davy's Locker, running for their lives. And Roku. And what else we got? iTunes, YouTube, toll-free listener line, 866-966-4599.
We are requesting your calls.
Yes, that's true. We get a lot of email. Let's get a call.
We want to hear from you.
We have the technology.
Hear you.
Yes. And remember, PubCrawl urges you to drink responsibly, as we are doing. And remember, also, we do not make stuff up, but we do leave stuff out. Until next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.